So we just like finished our snack, and then we went to bed. So anyway, they used to have a pill line, and I remember sitting in the pill line, and I'm waiting for my pills, and some girl like turns around at me, and she just starts talking to me, and I don't know this person or anything. She's like, "I'd like to get the Ativan and suck on it, so it dissolves in your mouth and it hits you quicker." I thought that was interesting. I would get my pills, and to me, it always looked like some sort of a. It looked like a shot glass full of Skittles. That was the closest thing I could explain it to. You'd have to get your pills, and you'd have to take them, and we'd be at a window, and they'd give you the shot glass and like a little cup of water, and you'd take your pills. But I had a lot of them. I mean, I can't even tell you everything that was in there, but there was an Ativan inside of it, and so I'm trying to swallow all the pills when I get it in there, but I'm trying to hold on to the Ativan to do what this girl said in line, and I get all the pills stuck in my throat, all of them, and I do the universal "I'm dying and choking to death." So I grab my throat and I'm like, and I can't breathe, and they realize it, and this big, huge football sized orderly comes bounding around the corner, grabs a hold of me, and just like, does the Heimlich maneuver on me, and bah, all my pills down out of my throat, all the way down the hallway, all the pills all over the hallway, and I'm like coughing, and I'm like, coming back, and I look up, and the nurse has already remade me another shot glass of pills by the time I mean, it must have been like a minute. I'm kind of gaining my breath again. She'd already made, and so I stopped trying to like fucking do anything with the pills. I just took them. Yeah. And I think they cordoned off the little area right there, and then they got the broom out and swept them all up and stuff. I don't know if it was a requirement when they were looking for orderlies, but it's almost like they had a checklist. And all of these guys look like big, huge black football players or something, man. I mean, they had like a checklist. Like, are you big? Check. Okay, black. Check. I mean, their muscle, dude. I don't know if these orders. I don't know if they call them orderlies. I'm not trying to offend anybody. These workers were like the doctor's muscle, man. I used to not mess with them at all. I didn't even want any. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Kind of like, I just didn't. I just didn't. Anyway, so, and which brings me to my next story. I guess maybe my last story. I don't know about this subject. It's one of the first few days I'm there. I come walking up to the counter, and around the front counter, they had like a line, and you could cross the line to communicate with the staff at the table. That like front table or office area. But after you had done that, you need to cross back over to the line, and that's where you hang out. If you want to hang out on the other side of the line, you can stand there all day long. But on the inside of that line, it's not okay unless you're communicating with the staff and they've allowed you to come closer. It's kind of like a boundary. Well, I was kind of like, I don't know. They had upped my medication and they didn't tell me, so it really felt like I was like a wind up, a wind up doll. I'm like walking along, and all of a sudden I stopped beyond this line, and I think I went to go talk to him about something, but I cannot tell you what it was about. But I froze. I mean, on the other side of that line, and really big, black man, huge, like football, like he's his own backup. He's like, Mr. Wilkes, and I'm trying to talk to him, and I can't talk to him. I can't move my mouth. I can't move my body. I'm like frozen, and I'm just kind of standing there, but my head's working, and I'm like, move, Kia. You know, I'm talking to myself. I mean, no words are no words are forming physically, but I'm like, why can't I move? You know, and I'm inside my head, and I'm like screaming in my head, and I can't. But on the outside, I'm like, so I'm frozen, and this man is trying to eat a sandwich, and he's pissed off. He's just like, put down the sandwich. He's like, move beyond the line. And I'm like, I'm trying to comply, but I can't move. And you could just tell, like, you know when somebody's had a motherfucking enough? Like, they had enough. This man got up. I mean, and he was big. I mean, I'm a 300-pound fat native, so when I say somebody's big, like, this man is big. I mean, he snatched me up before and gave me the Heimlich maneuver like I was a rag doll. And so now this man's mad and he's standing up. He's like, gonna go, like, move me on the other side of that line. And first off, if you ain't listening in a mental hospital, I'm telling you what, I don't give a shit what they do to you in jail when you ain't listening. Oh, you're gonna throw me in the hole, whatever. Oh no, spank me, put some mace on me, you know, whatever. I'm not scared of you. But when you fuck up in a mental hospital and you ain't listening, life gets bad, like really bad. And I don't want to go on an aircraft board, and I don't want to be like you know, strapped to a chair all damn day. And I'm trying to comply, you know what I mean? And I can't freaking move. I can't move a muscle. So I'm frozen standing up. Anyway, I think I got that point across. So he's up, and he's like, man, you can tell he's like irritated, like, why isn't it, you know, fat native is not listening, I'm gonna get up. He gets up, and then the nurse comes out, like some sort of nurse lady. She comes out, and she looks at me, and she looks at him, and she's like, oh, we upped his medication. And he looks at me, and he just like calms down. He's like, oh, all right, well, that explains it. Because normally I would listen, because I ain't messing around in there, because I know what happens. I mean, I did try a couple of stupid things before, and I realized that very quickly you can go downhill, like, in this place. And so I was just not even trying to mess with any of my levels, any of my stuff. I'm just trying to comply. I mean, if you want a smoke break, it's all about shut the fuck up and listen. Or else you ain't getting no fucking smoke break. I mean, I'm telling you, like, your consequences, both good and bad, are very immediate in the Western State Mental Hospital. So, he calms down. He's like, oh, Mr. Wilkes is, you know, just medication's kicking in. So, he gets up and he kind of, like, opens the door, and I don't even know how he fits through a door. He kind of has to go in sideways through a door or something like that, like a regular man door. Like, this man's like a Goliath or something. He shuts the door, and he comes over, and he, like, kind of grabs me, carries me over, and I'm like, and he kind of sets me down in one of those chairs, and they're watching Sesame Street. And I don't want to watch Sesame Street. I'm just glad I'm not pissing them off anymore. And I think I was watching that Sesame Street. I watched all Sesame Street all damn day, and I could not fucking move, dude. I was in, like, a chemical straitjacket, screaming in my head. I can't move. But at least I'm not in trouble, and I don't want to be in trouble, because that's a good way to lose points and lose levels. I don't want to do none of that at all. But I'll tell you what, when they get the medication in you and they're switching it around or trying different stuff out on you, scary. Absolutely scary.